Millions.
Of
We
Rock
live.
fans.
We live. We live. We live. You listening to the Fairweather Podcast. Your boy 2K Suave. Joined with dog Alex Rodriguez, Mr. A-Rod himself. I funny enough, completely off topic off subject. You got that Blue Jays hat on, and I just saw this dude on Instagram. He was like, I go through my rabbit holes. What do they call reels? They call it reels on Instagram. All right, I be on my little tangents or whatever, right? And the dude had a Blue Jays hat on, and he's like a Crip from like a certain part of like LA or whatever. He was like, yeah, we wear this Blue Jay hat. Da, 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 da. You see the blue right here? You see? I was like, oh shit. Basically, whatever set you claiming right now, A-Rod, be careful, dog. I don't want the people to get the wrong idea.
You shouldn't be wearing that because it's bowling up here, man.
No, that was something they talked about. This because the dude asked him. He was like, back in the day, back like he was an older Crip, maybe like 55, 60. He's like back in the day, like, because I see you wearing that Blue Jays hat. Back in the day, would you guys refrain from wearing any kind of red at all? He was like, yeah, because we were stubborn, blah 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 blah. But now, it's like, yeah, now it is what it is. So
dental plan.
we got a what's that shit called? Oh, we got a labor union, bro.
Yes, and Quavius got popped a week ago, but we good now. We got a new head of labor there now. So,
oh shit. Anyway, on another obvious subject. We haven't started the show yet. This is like WWE. I'm going on the tangent. Anyway, if you're in LA right now, speaking of LA, it's crazy that you can only wear a select few hats. It's like you gotta be real careful. You gotta wear a Cleveland Cavaliers hat. Nope. That's 32 cent, 32 triple double OG. Whoa. So anyway, you listen to Fair with the Podcast, your boy Suave A-Rod. We just gonna kick the shit off with some crazy, wacky, funny shit. I'll kick it off real quick. I got three things to talk about. My first one, the Miami Heat blunder. Last night against the Detroit Pistons, they get hit with the alley-oop pass to tie the game, and then Eric Spoelstra calls timeout, but they didn't have no more timeouts, and they got hit with a technical foul. This happened in Detroit, Michigan. Again, in the Detroit, where not the same stadium, but where Chris Webber was from and did his whole timeout shit. And do you know who was at attendance at the game?
C. Webb himself.
Jalen Rose was there. And then he had this face like, oh my, it was like deja vu all over again.
Trauma.
This shit was so hilarious because I could see the trauma. Like he was bugging for real. He was bugging. So yeah, just want to say that was a funny shit for me. And then a crazy stat. I want to talk about the Jets. I told Aaron I wanted to talk about the Jets, Jets. What I didn't tell him though, not so fast, my friend. What I didn't tell you that I was going to talk about the Winnipeg Jets of the National Hockey League. The Winnipeg Jets are the first team in NHL history to win 15 of their first 16 games. They are 15-1 to start the season. So at least there's some Jets doing some shit right.
Man.
At least some Jets are doing something right. So shout out to the Jets of Winnipeg. You guys are off to an amazing start, and you made my crazy wacky funny today. Hey, Rob, go ahead.
I mean, the crazy wacky funny I got for me is fantasy football news.
Oh shit!
Jalen Hurts' fantasy points of 29.6, I think what it was, if you have it on the average or the regular tuning of it, against the whole entire Dallas Cowboys team, which scored a whopping 25 point something. Every player, including CeeDee Lamb, including Ferguson, including the running backs, including the defense, including everybody that can get points, scored a whopping 25 for the team.
You feel
wild shit.
Fly.
Eagles fly.
You want to know some crazier shit?
And then the last one I got is my boy, my man, the myth, the legend, Dan Campbell himself said, we are not going quietly into this night, man. I was watching that game and I was like, these boys are done. KK was right. They got to, all good things have to come to end. And Dan Campbell said, "Hold my beer. I got a kicker that can kick a 52-yarder no problem now." So I love Dan Campbell, bro.
So funny thing let's get into our NFL segment now. Funny that we're talking about that play, right? And we talked about the Eagles and Cowboys game. So Sunday, I happened to be in Miami, Florida. Been a few years since I've been there because I try to avoid going to Miami, Florida. But I was there for my brother Sean Daly's wedding.
Oh, how was that, by the way? I saw photos. Look really, really good.
Right, it was hot, but it was a lot of dancing because they was playing some hits, First of all, the DJ was kind of trash at times though, because like he did not read the room well. But
did Evan get up there and said, "Unloosen the tie," and said, "Let me DJ this real quick"?
I mean, this dude was stubborn. He wouldn't let nobody come. He would not let anybody near him. The groom himself was acting like, "Yo, why are you playing these songs, bro? I paid. You know how much money? I've done this before. You know how much money a DJ costs?
A lot.
If I ask you to play some shit, you gonna play some motherfucking song." And he was bugging. But anyway, there was a lot of Spanish music playing, Caribbean, like Jamaican music, Trinidadian music, Haitian music, Dominican music. it was reggae. They played some Daddy Yankee for hours. I mix my tequila with my wine sometimes. You know what I'm saying? So I get a little shot of tequila.
I did that at your wedding.
Thank you. Shot of tequila with a red wine. You know what I'm saying? It's like a. Y'all had the Incredible Hulk with a Hypnotic. You feel it's the same shit. This is just what's the one that this is Deadpool.
It's the
Deadpool. The name of my drink. Oh, I'm copywriting that shit right now. The name of my drink is called Deadpool. But anyway, it was hot. It was beautiful, but it's Sunday. The wedding started at 4:15. The Eagles started at 4:25. Conflict. So my Sunday for the 1:00 games was me driving in between the New York. So I left right after New York and Carolina started. I was like, because I had the parlay, I had New York winning the game. Stupid. I mean, come on. So that's how I start my drive. So we got some morning football. New York Giants lose to Carolina Panthers. Shout out to my dog Bryce Young. However, New York, y'all can't lose no more games. I don't need y'all to be getting these good draft picks, so y'all need to chill the fuck out. And y'all paid Daniel Jones over Saquon.
You know that GM's gonna fuck it up if he keeps his job.
And y'all paid Daniel Jones over Saquon Barkley. Next, so now we get closer to the 1:00 games, right? I was like, oh, let me make sure I put my parlays in, right? This is while I'm driving. It's stupid. But anyway, I put a couple parlays in, but I forget to check my fantasy team.
Stupid.
I didn't know. I didn't take Austin Seibert out for my kicker slot. I didn't know Nico Collins wasn't going to be playing. I missed a lot of bullshit. Somehow I still won, right? Beautiful. Beautiful. But anyway, now we get through the 1:00 games. Now it's the 4:00 games, and the wedding's about to start. So I got the Eagle. First of all, the signal wasn't good. So I had to bootleg the Wi-Fi code. I had to pay somebody off to get the Wi-Fi code. And I got the Wi-Fi code. I'm watching the Eagles game during the reception, beat up on the Cowboys. And then the wifey, she actually recorded me doing this and posted it on her TikTok. So I'm going viral on TikTok right now. So
talking with the celebrity people.
Yay, I'm going viral right now. This is what I do. So, and then we wrap it up after I'm super drunk, wobbling back into the hotel. On the way back, Ron De La Cruz is like, oh, the Texans are slapping the shit up out the Detroit Lions. I said, yeah, that's what I thought. And then we get back to the hotel. I'm like, yo, Ron, what the hell are you talking about? And they're about to win this game. And then homeboy hits his damn fucking field goal. I'm like, can't make this shit up. So, and that was my Sunday in football.
You wanna know the sad part about that? Is like I have in one of my leagues a very good team that it's underperforming because of CJ Stroud.
Yeah.
It was down to CJ Stroud versus the kicker of the Lions. Yeah, exactly. It was not pretty. So we were literally neck and neck going into the game, and I was like, he can at least give me 15. The kicker can get like 6 or 9. I think Dan Campbell can manage to score a bunch of touchdowns. He just kicks field goals. That's their extra points. That's it. No field goals. And Dan Campbell, I'm sorry, I was rooting against you on that one there, but
Good job. And then in between that, we saw a couple good games. So let's just go through our last week pick'ems real quick, just to go through some of the key games that we watched over the weekend. Let's real quick. I didn't get to watch the Alabama LSU game. It's like the fourth quarter. Did you get to see any of that game?
No, I was working that day. I couldn't see it.
So you were right. I was wrong. I forget. It's still Alabama. So roll tide. All right, we get to Sunday. Actually, no, Thursday night football. That was the key game we have to kick it off with. It's been a week. It feels like it's been like a month. But Cincinnati Bengals go up against the Baltimore Ravens, and we knew that game was going to be like something, because it's not like Joe Burrow don't back down from nobody. Joe Burrow had how many? What was his stat line? Joe Burrow had 34 for 56, 428 yards, 4 touchdowns. Jamar Chase had 11 catches, 264 yards, 3 touchdowns, and they still lost. What was your takeaways from that game? Because like I gained you know how we feel about the Bengals on the show. You know, they became like our darling, but Joe Burrow has emerged for me as one of ever since college, one of my favorite players to watch, and still that Lamar shit just run deep.
Joe Burrow's just a streaky quarterback for me. That's all it is. Like, he's just streaky. He's smart. He's a good quarterback, but like there'll be games that will throw 126 yards and 2 touchdowns and he'll win. But then he'll do this one where he pulls out all the stops and shit. Jamar Chase. If you had Jamar Chase in fantasy football, good. It's hard to picture what you want out of it, but it's just a tough loss. And don't bet against the Ravens, man. Like, they're gonna lose some stupid games, like games you should win, like against. Yeah, it makes no sense. But they're a complete team. They are a complete team.
Would you say that's the mark of a good team? Is that how do you read this? If you always get up for the good teams and you always win those games, and then you lose to bad teams, is that a mark of like a really good team, or like a team that's not ready to win? Because to me, it's like they beat the teams that like they have to beat, you know, like the big dogs. But when it's the little puppies, they just kind of just lay down. So is that a bad thing, or like
I don't think it's a bad thing. I think having an undefeated season is tough, and when it does happen, a la the New England Patriots, you know, it comes down to that one game. Be well rested, and in that Raiders game, they no one's going to be able to, first off, no one's going to be able to replicate the Dolphins thing. I think that's just very hard to do. But in that Raiders game that they played against, there was just a lot of miscues that happened and a lot of dumb plays that Lamar did and the offense did. And it's any given Sunday. Anything can happen, you know? So.
And I think no matter what, it's the NFL. Like, everybody's an NFL player. No matter how good your team is, you ain't playing against JV, bro. You're not playing against Division 2A school. This is not Citadel versus Alabama. This is all 1st through 7th round picks who made it, and undrafted free agents who deserve to be making millions of dollars. So, yes, you're not just going to win every game. It's hard. So, like you said, what they did in 72, hey, more power to you. But shit's hard, bro. And the Chiefs is. We didn't mention the Chiefs on this thing because I had a feeling the Broncos were going to play well. But real quick in that game, the Chiefs did escape once again. And it's like time after time they just keep finding ways. But like, we compare that to the Ravens. The Ravens be losing these stupid games. The Chiefs will pull out every scrap they can possibly can with hurt receivers, hurt offensive linemen, Patrick Mahomes limping around. Him and Travis Kelce, house getting broken into, and still they be finding these ways to just win these games. Like, what was your take on that game? With were you more impressed about the Broncos or the Chiefs in that game.
Divisional game. Divisional games are always tough. They know how to plan in those games. You'll see, like, I guarantee if the Broncos play the Raiders soon, it's going to be a bloodbath. Like, it'll be like two teams.
Whenever the Raiders play the Chiefs again, I already know the Raiders are going to win. Mac Crosby ain't losing twice in Patrick. He don't give a shit. Don't give a shit.
I think it's just you know how to plan for these teams because you've seen them quite a few times throughout the season. You see them twice, and then you have history. So, it'd be like, I don't know, New Orleans going to the NFC East or something like that. You don't see them that much now. You got to start game planning for them, type of thing. But with this, I'm not surprised. Whenever divisional game comes, I always tell people, like, think twice. I know you think they're gonna blow them out, but they know how to beat them. They'll probably beat them.
Look at them spreads. If it looks disrespectful, just know it's gonna be wrong. Just know it's gonna be wrong. Atlanta Hawks were 60-point underdogs against the Boston Celtics last night. Just know it don't be like that, bro. This is the NBA. This is not college. Like, they're like, nah. They not only covered, they won the game. So yeah. How do we on that Ravens and Bengals game? Like, were we both? I don't remember who I picked. I picked the Ravens, right?
Pick the Ravens.
All right, cool. Bet. Cool. All right. Next game.
Pittsburgh, Washington.
A nice game. Mike fucking Tomlin, dog, is the man, dog.
Told you.
Mike Tomlin, I am so sorry. I have a lot of regret in my heart that I ever doubted you, but dog, Uncle Mike, my bad, cousin, my bad, bro. Him and Russ, it's like they have this kind of relationship, and then apparently Patrick Queen was talking about it today. He said the Ravens didn't even want me back, so he's playing with they didn't want me back. Russell Wilson, he got dumped twice. The Seahawks said, we can't wait. Get the fuck out of here. And the Broncos was like, Sean Payton came in and just kicked the fucking door down. And they feel like
he gone, unlimited gone.
He said, that office up there, yeah, no. Don't. He said, stop kissing babies. He was like, just stop talking, period. Then he berated him on the sideline. Can you imagine? You a professional. You a Hall of Famer, bro. Like, I won Super Bowl. I should have won 2 had my coach not been an idiot. I have like the highest completion percentage in this, that, and the third. And you talking to me like this? Chip on his shoulder. And Mike Tomlin always has a chip on his shoulder. Like, why not? He wears black horses. That little combination right there of chip on my shoulder Steelers. This is like 97 Bulls when he was 72. And they're 7-2 right now. What was your takeaway from that shit?
Don't bet against Mike Tomlin, man. Mike Tomlin finds a way. I'm telling you, man's not gonna have a losing season again. It's wild.
And I can't wait for us to do our pick'ems in a little bit because fucking Steelers and the Ravens play this week, dog. Something has got to give. Our boy Lamar versus our boy Mike Tomlin. What are we gonna do?
It's gonna be tough.
We'll get there. Commanders. I'm impressed. They could have won that game too. They are as they're not. To me, it's not a fluke. They're as advertised.
There's a changing of the guard there. There's definitely somebody walking into the office now, and hey, this is what it is now. It's going to be more intriguing to see like what they do in the offseason too, because I feel like it'll be a good destination to have a well-established quarterback if he keeps it up. Yeah, and now they're going to have Brian Robinson back too. So
write this down and date it. Deebo Samuel will be a Washington football team commander. I write this down, mark this. Yeah.
Tweet it.
Deebo Samuel will be a Washington commander. Suave told you. Suave has told you, and I've spoken. All right. But yeah, Jaden Daniels, right? We look at him, we compare him to like the Caleb Williams situation. Kind of just going a little off script a little bit. Like, I mean, I feel bad for the Bears, and we're going to talk about the Bears in a little bit. But what is it that they did right with Jaden Daniels that they didn't do right, but they did wrong with Carson? This is the Caleb Williams in Chicago.
The head coach, they got Dan Quinn, and they kept. I said keep Eberflus, give him one more year, but it's looking like get him up out of there real quick.
We got to stop watching Hard Knocks.
Yeah.
Hard Knocks be making us think we like these people. Nah, we don't like these people, but they all trash.
I'm more. It wasn't even for Hard Knocks. It's if you got a guy for 1 year and you give up on him, I think that's dumb. Give him 2 years, and if 2 years doesn't fit your mold of what you're looking for, then I say walk on from it. But 1 year, when they hire these head coaches and they get rid of them in 1 year, unless it's like horrible, like you lose every freaking game or you win one game, then okay, he's not ready for this shit.
Houston Texans. Was it Dan Culley? Hired him for a year, got rid of him. DeMeco Ryans. Gold.
Nathaniel Hackett had him for a year. Sean Payton says, I'll coach again. It happens.
And Sean Payton, for what it's worth, has been successful since he's been there. Like, he's with 2 different quarterbacks. And DeMeco Ryans, he's been successful with his rookie quarterback and now sophomore quarterback. So sometimes that year you just know, like, all right, like, you ain't really cut out for this. And to me, I didn't know shit about Matt Eberflus before this. So, like, Sean McVay, he was young, but we heard about him. He was a wonder kid. Cliff Kingsbury, Matt LaFleur, they were all these wonder kids. They were like Mike McDaniel. Like the wonder kids you hear about. I never heard about Matt Eberflus. I'm like, yo, who the hell is Matt Eberflus? So like,
it's just the hot items. That's what I hate too, when they go and hire players or coaches that are just hot one season. Like they'd make the defense very good, and they're like, okay, we got to get this guy because we might strike lightning in a bottle or something. But
hey, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. It's like throwing spaghetti at the wall. You hope the shit sticks. So, but no, Chicago. We'll talk about Chicago a little bit later because I want to talk about disappointing teams instead of talking about all the good shit about everybody. But Commanders were impressed. Lions and Texans, we already pretty much talked about that. Jared Goff had 5 interceptions and still won. I don't understand this shit. I don't understand this shit. Jahmyr Gibbs is a freak. David Montgomery, I'll always give you credit for David Montgomery. No stand for me. I'll also give you credit, Amara, because you love these USC wide receivers. And another one. It's like, yep, got another one. Yeah, but I mean, from that game, and let's kind of bring it over to the Texans side. I mean, we know what Detroit is, and we're gonna do our power rankings. We know what Detroit is, though. The Texans, though, they're what's their record now? 6-4.
no.
So yes, they are 6-4.
6-4.
So we knew going into this year that they were going to be the best team in the AFC. Was it South, Central, whatever? Yeah, South. We knew that already. But to me, I think we expected them to be like hot Super Bowl contender, like what the Lions are doing right now. Like, you know, they get up to like they're 6-4 now. I was thinking they get up to like a 8-2 start. Even a 7-3, even though it's only one game, it just looks better than 6-4. Like you're closer to 500 than you are to, you know, being a better team, I guess. So, I mean, do we have to cut up some slack because of injuries, or like what's your take?
I think so, because you lose Stephon Diggs, which was a major signing for you and a pivotal part of your offense. He's gone. And then Nico Collins, who's definitely wide receiver 1. I'll give you your flowers there. He's out of games.
And I was right about it.
You were right.
Yes. I got it. Go Blue.
It is also a little early in the season, but I mean, it is what it is. I'll give you your flowers there. He was definitely wide receiver 1 on there. But you got no more Stephon Diggs. You've lost Nico Collins for like what, 4 or 5 games or so?
4 or 5, yeah.
Yeah, so that hurts you a lot. I come back on what I said about the defense. Take Texas defense. That defense is looking good. And Will Anderson, I think he's won like Defensive Player of the Week twice now. Kid's a monster. They did well drafting.
And we were both bullish on him going into the draft. Like that was it. Like to me, I was like, if we don't trade up for anybody, I want that guy. But I'll take Will Anderson over Michael Parsons. That's just me. Consummate professional. You don't hear him be saying no crazy shit about his coach and all that shit. All I'm saying is, yeah.
If Mike McCarthy has a job at the end of the season, I swear to God.
Bro, do you not remember Jason Garrett? He went 8-8 3 years in a row. Come on, bro.
Nah, they said Mike McCarthy's going to get the stick, the big stick at the end of the season, but we'll see. We'll see.
But just real quick on the Cowboys. Jerry Jones, if you need my kidney, if you need my test, whatever you need to stay alive, I got you, dog. I need you alive till at least 110. Just because you are doing a fantastic job with that organization. So kudos to you. Build another Taj Mahal. You need it. I'll help you build it. I will help you build it if it keeps you alive a little bit longer. Shout out to you, brother. All right. And then last but not least, the Dolphins and the Rams. Who I picked? I picked the Dolphins.
And then you went back and said the Rams.
Because you forced me to go back because you wanted it to be different than me. No, fuck that. I want that one.
I still win regardless. If you
I want that one.
5-3 then.
I want that one. 3, I got Baltimore right. I got the Steelers right.
Mm-hmm. You picked LSU.
Oh shit, yeah, you're right. All right, yeah, I'll take 5-3. I'll take 5-3. But I knew the Dolphins were gonna win that game. Come on, man. That was nice.
You can have it. I don't care. I'll give it back to you. Still lost though.
That's fine. All right. It's really not too much to talk about. The Dolphins are still 3-6. How likely is it that they make a push? You think? I mean, they look like they're. You don't think it's likely at all?
No, bro. It's not. It's not.
Look. Looking at the AFC picture on the bubble, they are in the 10th. Y'all is 11th. The Dolphins are 10th.
I don't care about us. We can't beat the Cardinals. I don't care.
Broncos. Y'all only 2 games behind the Broncos, bro. You don't think the Broncos gonna keep this shit up?
There's no identity in my team. There's no identity in my team.
You don't think there's no hope for the Dolphins?
No, I don't think there's hope for the Dolphins either.
All right, cool. We're gonna talk about the NFC West a little bit because I want to talk about the Rams in a little bit. But so okay, cool. Before we do our Week 10 pick'ems, we are in the back 9 of the NFL schedule. We're in the bottom stretch. There's only a few games. We're in the second half of the season. So I pulled up a list of disappointing teams, 1 per each division, except for the NFC West, because I want to talk about the NFC West in a little bit. But I pulled up 1 disappointing team per division, and I want you to tell me one thing that this team should focus on between now and the NFL draft. One thing that this team should focus on and why. We will start with the AFC East. Show me a gun. The New York Jets. What is one thing? And because it's the Jets, I'll allow you to say 2 things. Give me 2 things that you want the Jets to make sure y'all are prioritizing between now and whenever, let's say it's May 11th, May 10th, May 1st, 2025, whatever it is. 2 things that you want the Jets to focus on.
Head coach.
Ooh.
Need a head coach. I if they can find a way to get Sexy Rexy back in the building, I would really, really like that.
I didn't disrespect that, man.
Would like that, man. But I think they want to look at the Lions offensive coordinator, Ben Johnson.
Fuck that. We get it.
Nah, I don't think so.
We get it.
Ben Johnson. But anyways, head coach, and start finding Aaron Rodgers' replacement now. Like, start looking for it.
How quickly?
I don't think he's leaving. I don't think he's leaving.
Okay, that was going to be my follow-up question. How quickly do you need this replacement? Do you get him in the draft, free agency, or make it like a trade destination where roll the quarterback away? How would you want to get this
I'd be
quarterback?
happy if we traded for Justin Fields, to be honest with you, or something like that.
Justin Fields?
I would be happy with that.
So back like another 3 games. What are you talking about?
I don't know. He won. Look what he did with the Steelers, man. If we get the right head coach, I don't know. I would say the draft, get it young, since the team is pretty young as it is. But Aaron's going to be there next year. I already know it, because they wouldn't have went and got Devontae Adams for this, and you already saw what happened with the Derek Carr and Devontae Adams thing. You don't want that shit to rub him the wrong way. Right now, I say shit doesn't smell right in New York. The Jets, not smelling right now. There's a lot of what's going on there right now that I'm seeing. Right. And Aaron Rodgers is way too calm, cool, collective for me, and that bothers me. Way too calm, cool, collective for me, and that bothers me, because he knows something that we don't know, and he's like, I know they want to move on from me, but if they do, I'm going to raise hell. I am going to raise hell and go out this bitch kicking and screaming.
What was the point of your darkness retreat if you're going to be a petty little bitch? I need you to just leave this shit alone, bro. You are ruining a franchise right now. Like, you are holding hostage.
A ruined franchise already.
You're holding it hostage. Like, LeBron James is my second favorite basketball player of all time after Allen Iverson. And even I know that, I'm like, yo, you kind of holding the Lakers hostage, because they want you there, but golly, they were ready to move on. Like, look at Cleveland. They 12-0. The Cavaliers were able to build around Evan Mobley. They traded for Donovan Mitchell. They got Jared Allen. Like, they have a beautiful roster. Right? They drafted Garland. They have a beautiful roster because they were able to rebuild and move on. Kobe, God rest his soul, held on for a while. And it took a while for the Lakers to just recover from that. Then they get LeBron, who helps them get to prominence quickly. But now it's like he's just holding on. So, yeah, the holding on for dear life type of shit Aaron Rodgers is doing, you're not helping the fucking situation. Like, Tom Brady, he knew, like, all right, yeah, this is all I got. And I'm sure he wanted to come back the next year. I'm sure he did. They did never want to hang it up. But at some point, out of respect for that team, like, all right, bro, it's time for me to move on. So
I ain't gonna be here.
Shit. Hey, you talking about what somebody's walking in the locker room in Washington and that's why they're doing well? It's Magic Johnson, bro. The Dodgers. Washington looking good again. Like, this is what he does.
He's got the cure for AIDS and a cure for a winning team.
Cure for HIV. He never had AIDS. He had HIV. Okay? So you know.
Whatever you want to call it.
Hey, you got to be politically correct and medically correct as well. But anyway, yeah.
Spoken. All right, next team. Let's go.
You said coach
and finding the successor or start looking for the successor for Aaron Rodgers.
And you want to get that person in the draft.
Either in the draft or in free agency if it's a good one.
You want to get that player in the
draft? I would rather the draft, seeing where our draft position is and what quarterbacks are coming out. I mean, it's too early for me to see in the draft. I want to see what's available there. I'm still paying attention.
Is there anybody that you're like, ooh?
Like, you know how the draft is. They do their mocks before, and then Mekhi Becton runs a freaking wide receiver route as an offensive lineman, and he went from being a day 2 pick to the Jets getting him. So,
shout out to Mekhi Becton. Go Birds! All right.
I love him there. I really do. There's no offensive lineman that I've really liked that we've drafted since Mekhi Becton, because the guy tore his shit twice.
You don't like Olu?
Huh?
You don't like Olu Fasho?
I'm getting used to him.
You don't like the right guard thing?
Vera Tucker?
Elijah?
He been hurt too much. So our offensive linemen that we draft, they always get hurt.
You don't like Nick Mangold?
I mean, that's different.
Yo, he's the GOAT, bro.
Him and DeBrickashaw never missed a game.
Ferguson, come on, man. They the GOATs.
Those are the GOATs. I'm saying like currently that we've had, like Mekhi Becton, even Aaron liked him too. So I was ashamed that they let him I felt bad that they let him go, but
What Aaron wants, dog. Aaron wants to Daniel Hackett. Trash. Al Lazard, garbage.
No,
Brandon Cobb was old.
Just go to the next team. Let's stop dogging my team.
I don't that team pissed me off right now. All right. Oh, and for me, the one word is Aaron Rodgers. Get rid of him. All right, next. Cleveland Browns. Disappointing team out in the central of the AFC. We know the money situation. We know the quarterback getting rub downs. We know they broke. The team don't know how to spend money. There's a lot of dumb shit going on in Cleveland, but what else would Cleveland be if they weren't Cleveland? Give me the one thing they need to focus on between now and the draft.
They need to hire some good-ass lawyers. Some good-ass lawyers to look at that massage Watson contract and see how they can get him on up out of there. That's what they need to do. Get him out of there. Like, it ain't working. And it smells like Cleveland Brown there is what it smells like.
That's lawyers. I like that one. I like that one. Listen, I can't top that. Get him or shit, Jameis, Pastor Jameis. Pastor Jameis need to find him a real, like, spiritual person to come in and, like, fix the dirty shit they've been dealing with their whole life.
Look at the man next to you.
You know what it is. Eat that dub. There's a white boy in Detroit.
And the crazy thing about Cleveland too is that they have money to spend because they go and get big free agents every year. They went and got Odell. They went and got Zadarius Smith. They went and got I think Clowney at one point. They got a bunch of players that like make. I was like, how does Cleveland have this money? They have money to spend, but like this Deshaun Watson contract is just appalling to look at every day, knowing that they gave this man, fresh off these allegations, a full guaranteed contract, and he can't even hold his end of the deal on this. He can't like win games, look like he wasn't with the Texans.
That Texans dude is long gone, bro. That dude is they.
I was a fan then, man. Those days I was a fan.
We watched that Clemson game against Alabama where he gave up his life for that trophy, and we've been hooked ever since. And we thought we still had that, but you know, Jimmy Haslam, they don't be spending money on the football team. You know who they spend money on? They spend it on their political party. That's what they spend it on. Jimmy Haslam, a lot of his money goes to politics. It doesn't go to the football team. Here's what they said. A recent article came out. Campaign finance records show Jimmy and D Haslam has donated $100,000 to Ohio Works, which refers to issue one as a Democrat power grab that will cost taxpayers millions. So basically, there's like a lot of reports on like a lot of the stuff that they donate to for politics. They don't give a fuck about the football team. That's just it's the playpen. A lot of these owners in the NFL, NFL money is like oil money. They got money since their granddaddy, and their granddaddy had money. Old boys club, right? The way they don't give like Jerry Jones. He's invested, but like he much rather build a nice building with the sunlight that can come through than protect. You don't give a fuck about the players. Y'all gonna toe that line, though. Y'all gonna toe that line. So that's the NFL. So lawyers, they got it in Cleveland. I'm sure they got the lawyers because they don't give a fuck about nothing else but they investment. But the actual team on the field, nah, they don't give a fuck. And for me, I mean, All right, next team. The Jacksonville Jaguars. A lot of expectation going into the last couple of years, ever since they beat the Chargers in that wild card game, and we thought, oh shit, here comes Trevor, and he gets he gets him to the playoffs, he gets his contract, and now we're over the last couple of years, it's like, all right, bro, is it time to move on to Mac Jones? Like, what the hell's going on? So, Jacksonville.
I want to say go target a big name wide receiver.
How many wide receivers do they need to target?
But they don't have a clear cut one. Everybody is like a fill-in guy.
Davis. They drafted the guy. His name was Brian Thomas Jr.
Oh yeah, I forgot that guy.
That dude is bro, LSU, bro, Malik Neighbors and him. They got this shit a lot. Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, Devontae Smith.
I forgot about Brian Thomas. I still don't think he's like that.
He's having a better receiver than Marvin Harrison Jr. as well as Malik Neighbors. So
I don't know. How long has that GM been there?
Shit. I thought maybe he came in with I think he came in with Urban Meyer, I think, or was it Dougie P? Not that long, a few years.
Oh, he got to go.
That's your answer to this shit?
Yeah, I don't think it's Dougie P. I don't think it's Dougie P. I like Dougie P, but if it
what has the GM done? They got a good team.
No, they don't.
We're
He took that guy instead of freaking Aiden Hutchinson. If that's the GM, I would have sent his ass packing immediately.
Listen, Travon Walker is not bad, actually. He's actually a pretty good football player. His stats are not sacks.
He ain't that white boy in Detroit, though.
Well, yeah, that's because we watched Dan Campbell. Dan Campbell and Aiden Hutchinson. Dan Campbell had an illegitimate son. His name was Aiden Hutchinson. That's all that happened. But, I don't know. So your answer is is the GM got to go?
GM got to go there.
Shit. My answer.
Dougie P. Axed his ass.
I feel bad, but like he won us a Super Bowl, and we got rid of him ASAP. You remember how quickly we got rid of him after he won us a Super Bowl? Sometimes you are not the answer, bro. You strike gold. Mike Budenholzer. Garbage. I thought he was garbage with Milwaukee. But Giannis had 50 points in the closeout game and made almost all his free throws. Bailed them out. And what did Milwaukee do right after that? They gave him a year. Next year, bye-bye. You know what I mean? Like, sometimes you are not who you say you are. Like Mike McCarthy, struck gold, won a championship with Aaron Rodgers. What the hell has he done since? Nothing. John Gruden. Nothing. Doc Rivers. Nothing. Sometimes you're not that guy. Dog. You're not that guy, pal. Dougie P, I'm sorry, bro. You're not that guy. They need like a grown-up in that locker room. Because Urban Meyer, no. Dougie P, no. They need a grown-up in that locker room. So to me, Dougie P got to go. All right. Las Vegas Raiders. This is a toughie because I'm going to just go first real quick. Antonio Pierce should not have been the hire. That's mine. That is mine. I like the dude, but he lost that team quickly. Like they were smoking cigars when they hired him. And that team was out the building by week 4. Devontae was ride or die. Yeah, get me the hell out of here. They don't know who their quarterback is. They already know they want to draft Shedeur Sanders. The owner Al Davis already said, not Al Davis, his son already said it. Like, yo, maybe you'll be here. You know what I mean? Like that team is holding on for dear life in a beautiful stadium in Las Vegas. To me, Antonio Pierce, probably not the guy that I would want to lead this new group of guys. Like you need to go get you a dog. You know what I mean? Like that is like a dog that knows what the hell he's doing. Like Mike Tomlin, if Mike Tomlin wanted to leave for any job, that's the only other job he should leave. He should leave for. And the Davis family would pay him buku money for that. That's what they tried to do with John Gruden because they thought John Gruden would be the perfect guy for that. Antonio Pierce is not John Gruden. And no offense, I don't even think John Gruden is that great of a coach, which tells you how I feel about Antonio Pierce. Love the guy, but that's mine.
I think I'm going to have to agree with you there, too. I wanted to blame it on poor roster construction because they didn't have a quarterback. They didn't know who the quarterback was going to be. The writing on Devontae Adams getting up out of there, we all knew he was going to be gone, so they didn't prepare for that to happen. Is Jacoby Myers your 1 or is he your 2? He looks like he can be a 1, but he's probably more comfortable as a 2.
Brock Bowers is wood.
Yeah. And your running back room, like, I don't know what's going on there. And the defense is atrocious outside of Max Crosby. So I don't know what to make of it. I want to say fix the roster. That could help because I like Antonio Pierce too. But yeah, you're seeing, like, why is this guy our coach? Now we fucked up. We were drunk that night. We all got a little bit hammered, and we said we want this guy to stay. So
they laced some cigars with something else. Trust me, because they was too hyped for that one. All right, NFC East, baby. How about the Cowboys? I would like to start this one off as well because this one's fun. What do they need to do to finally?
Probably gonna agree with you on it. So,
what do you think I'm gonna say?
I have two. One is get rid of Mike McCarthy because he's not the answer to your problems, and two, talk Jerry Jones into like getting away from some of the contracts and talking about who they're going to sign as free agency and things like that. Move on from Jerry being the power of all of that. Somebody else has got to be the guy to do that.
So the funny thing about your answers is that they're the duh answers. And the funny thing about it is that it won't happen.
No, it's Dakota Prescott.
Will not relinquish a damn thing. And he won't fire Mike McCarthy. Do you know why? Because Mike McCarthy don't talk bad about Jerry Jones. Mike McCarthy is yes, sir, whatever you want, sir, just like Jason Garrett was. Mike McCarthy had what's his name from Miami that came up and won championships when he was from the Hurricanes. I can't even think of his name at the top of my head. Jimmy. He fired him after he won Super Bowls because he didn't want to relinquish that power, dog. Like, the dude is an egomaniac, dog. Like, why did Robert Kraft and Bill Belichick work so well? They both had egos and they checked them at the door. Tom Brady had an ego and they checked it at the door. What do I always tell you? The GM, the owner, and the quarterback need to be on the same page. There is no page. Dog, Jerry Jones is the judge, the jury, and the executioner. He's the warden. He's the slave master. He's everything. And he doesn't agree with any kind of criticism. Because if you criticize him, the pushback is always like, yo, I'm Jerry Jones. Like, okay. I guess you're above reproach and everything, right? On top of that, what I tell you about the relationship with the quarterback, the dude was trying to swear up and down to our faces that Cooper Rush was better than Dak. He said it. Cooper Rush is better. It's gonna be better. He had 45 passing yards. They had to see Trey Lance throw a pick.
Meanwhile, Trey Lance is just like, I guess he said fuck me, right? Why you say fuck me for? This the guy you want, the Red Rocket over here?
Bruh, it is a mess in Dallas. And it all starts with Jerry Jones. So the only thing that can happen for this team to finally fix itself, Jerry, I wish you no. I wish no shit.
Die.
I wish no shit on nobody, no smut on nobody's name. I won't pray for this at all. Okay.
Jerry gotta die.
That's the only way. Somebody gotta just. They try to get what? They try to get Trump a couple times. Somebody can take out Jerry. And Cowboy fans, they ain't about that life. So ultimately, Jerry gonna be chilling, though. I'm telling you, I'm buying him a hyperbaric chamber for Christmas. I'll buy it. I'm buying how many gifts you get for Hanukkah. I'm getting him a gift for every night. I want to make sure that Jerry Jones stays alive for his vitamins. I'm making sure he goes to the right doctors. Keeping that man alive. Keeping him alive, though. Even if that means we got to keep the plug. They say you got to pull the plug. I said, no, we ain't pulling shit. He's here to stay. Shout out to Jerry Jones, man. He's a goat. All right, Chicago Bears. So we were talking about them a little bit earlier. We up until a couple weeks ago, that was the only division that had a bunch all winning teams, right? And your boy Caleb Williams is gone, down to two. He's gone down to he's slipping, falling. He can't get up. I say he's slipping. He's falling. He can't get up. What do the Bears need to do to rectify the situation? But I think we talked about a little bit earlier. Is it Eberflus? Gotta go. Gotta go.
Get rid of that man.
He can do it. He gotta go. And I can't disagree anymore. I mean, I can't agree anymore.
You gotta go.
Brother gotta go. Snip, snip, ho. All right. NFC South. The New Orleans Saints. Now they coming off of a victory. Cool. And in my head, I'm like, why y'all trying to win for it, bro? It's over. Go get you a quarterback. Anyway, the New Orleans Saints were starting the season off 2-0. And everybody was like, here it is. Here's our sleeper. And then they went on to lose every game until last week. Since then. We got old Mike Thomas talking about, throwing medicine balls. Derek Carr has got Olave killed a few times. Valdez-Scantling has found a home out of nowhere. But God bless him, because if you start running these slant routes or something, Derek Carr might end his career too. A lot of chirp, a lot of chatter, a lot of shit going on in New Orleans. And they're clearly, they have the same amount of victories, if I'm not mistaken, as the Carolina Panthers. So what does that say about your team? What do you say about the Saints? What's the one thing?
They did the move. They fired the head coach. So
Good.
that's what I say. Dennis Allen was a good bridge, but it wasn't the guy. You saw what he did when he was in, I think he was with the Raiders, right? He came out there too.
Derek Carr quarterback too. Sometimes.
Yeah, this, yeah, that. Now put it all together. What do you get? You gotta win.
You get shit. That's what you get.
I don't know. I think on top of firing the head coach, that was it. They're cleaning out the house now, which is good. They need to clean out house there. I really don't know what else. Alvin Kamara is now the captain, and he's got free unlimited beer for the rest of his life. Congratulations.
We going to his spot for the pregame.
Yeah, I think start looking for Derek Carr's successor is the thing. The Saints are good at bouncing back all the time. Like they always have like a quick window to fix everything pretty quick.
Do you not remember in our lifetimes before Sean Payton, the Saints were the Aints.
Yeah.
They had a hurricane, and God gave them Sean Payton and Drew Brees, and the world changed for them for 20 years or 15 years or whatever. But prior to that, even when they had Peyton and Eli's daddy, they was trash. They might just be a trash organization that got blessed for 15 years.
I don't want to believe that. I like the culture they put together. I like the players that they get on defense.
But what's the culture without Sean Payton?
I just think they got to rebuild in this draft. I think they got to be smart and rebuild in this draft. I don't like Spencer Rattler whatsoever. So I don't like them getting. I think he's like very egotistical on himself. He's very, very, he thinks he's the hot shit. And now that he got some NFL starts, we saw, bro, you clearly ain't him. So I don't know. I think it's drafting well, getting ready for a new season. Because like I said, they go and get good players every year. And they put together a good defense every year. But no Marshawn Lattimore anymore. That sucks. We're not going to see the Mike Evans fights anymore.
AJ Brown gonna whoop that ass on Thursday. You heard?
I don't think he wasn't playing.
No, he about to play on Thursday.
Oh, he is gonna play, right? Yeah, that's right. I don't know what it is. Like it's got to be either a successor for Derek Carr or just start planning in the draft to get better and pick the right picks. And they usually get the right guys. I haven't seen them get a wrong guy in a long time.
So your one thing is what specifically?
I would say draft right now.
Just draft.
Draft heavy
Their
this year.
specific target.
Draft. Find Marshawn Lattimore's replacement and make sure it's a good one because you should not got rid of that guy.
To your credit, yes, you're right, and I agree. But at the same time, they need to nail their coaching hire. That is the most important thing for me. Because if they screw up again, look at what Carolina's be doing. But they just be.
Well, Sean Payton did that. Sean Payton was like, "This is my successor. He's going to be a great head coach." He left him with that.
Cool. They still need to nail this shit. Because if they don't nail this shit, we going back to paper bags over our heads if you're a Saints fan. Like, that's what you're going back to. Because that's what they were. And, again, Sean Payton and Drew Brees, that kind of marriage, like, doesn't happen all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like, it happens. So you got to give them credit for it happening. We're seeing that with, like, Justin Herbert and Harbaugh. Like, this shit happens. You know what I'm saying? And then finally, screw it. Like, I look at the NFC West, and it's like, there's no bad situation. Like, Arizona, who would have thought? Because we talk shit about Arizona. They beat the dog shit out. They heard about you, A-Rod. They beat the dog shit out of you. And they've won 4 in a row. San Fran is starting to look healthy again. And they've won 2 in a row. They're 5-4. And then we got the Rams and the Seahawks both 4-5. But they're starting to kind of round into shape as well. Is there like a team that you would say that, like, you know, like you're very concerned about out of those 4 at all?
The 49ers.
Okay. What's your concern?
My concern with them is who's on the training staff that makes sure these guys are good to go play, because it seems like everybody's getting hurt on that team. The entire team is getting hurt.
You probably got the Lakers old guy, because everybody on the Lakers used to get hurt. Or the Clippers.
The Clippers guy for sure, yeah.
It must be a California thing.
I don't know, man, but that team, for the roster that's together, I mean, CMC's hurt. Debo was hurt a bit. Ayuk is out for the season. Juwan Jennings missed some games. Who else? A bunch of defensive players are out too. Like,
even my dog got shot. They can't even get my dog protection shot.
And he white too. So like, come on, man. That's a white boy getting shot for. Like,
he cool white boy. He cool white boy.
But like, come on. I don't know. I would say the relook at that fucking staff that you got there for the training and health and all of that, because these guys, these are some big contracts you're giving, and if they're not on the field, it's definitely going to hinder your play. So
yeah, I would say out of those 4, just overall, they got to pay Brock Purdy at something. And I don't know what you think y'all gonna pay him, but he gonna get top of the line money. So y'all ain't gonna try to draft somebody else. It ain't gonna be like that. Y'all gonna have to pay the dude. And to me, that's where Debo ends up in Washington. Remember, I said it today. That's when it happens. But, you know, and then like the Rams, they're like, I look at the Rams and like they're like a team in which we talk about identity a lot on the show. I don't know what they're trying to be. I don't know if they're trying to be good or bad, if they're trying to build this around defense or offense. Stafford ain't getting any younger. Cooper Kupp ain't getting any younger. Puka out here punching people in the face. Like, I'm trying to figure. We got Jared Verse is doing a good job. I don't know what this team is supposed to be. That's why it's really hard for me to understand. Like, yo, are you like what y'all trying to do here? Because like, yeah, Stafford ain't getting any younger. Like, I don't know. What do you think about the Rams?
I think you got to start looking for Stafford's successor. And it ain't that dude from Georgia or whatever his name that they got that's like 30 years old now.
Edson Bennett.
Yeah, it ain't him. So
he's still on the team playing quarterback? I thought they were trying to convert him to receiver or something.
Maybe, I don't know. But, it's Carson Wentz, right? Carson Wentz is there?
Yeah, that's who it is. That's who. Carson Wentz is going to take him to the promised land. Him and Sean McVay, that could work. You know what? That's my answer. Well, they need to start ramping up Carson Wentz right now. Even if it's not ready by next year, they need to make sure that when he gets back into that lineup, y'all got a dog on your hand that y'all didn't know that y'all had. So to me, he could have himself like a Drew Brees kind of renaissance. Just come back because, like, remember, Drew Brees was on the Chargers for 5 years and was ready to retire, and then Sean Payton and him got married, and it was a beautiful marriage. So, yeah, Carson Wentz, go and do that shit in LA. Wear that Blue Jays hat. I want to see what happens when you wear it. All right, we're gonna get to our pick'ems. I want us to run through our top 10 power rankings. We're gonna post this on the socials so y'all can actually see this visually. But we're just gonna run through it. No explanation. We're just gonna leave it at that. All right. Cool. All right, you go first. You go 1 through 10. You want to go 10 through 1 or 1 through 10?
We can go through 10 through 1.
All right, just knock yours out. 10 through 1. Right. Go.
10 I got Arizona. 9 I got Washington. 8 I got Texas.
No. 7, start over and slow down. I want you to.
10 I have Arizona. 9 I have Washington. 8 I have Texas. Houston. 7 I have Minnesota. 6 I have Pitt. 5 Philadelphia.
You said 7 you have Minnesota?
7 I have Minnesota.
Okay.
5 I have Philadelphia. 4 Buffalo. 3 Baltimore. And now this one's a tough one for me. I have to give credit to an undefeated team. So 2 is going to be Detroit for me, and 1 is going to be Kansas City.
You had the balls to do it. I knew you had the balls.
I want to, but you gotta
Guess
get
what?
Do.
I did.
I'm happy you did it. I'm happy you did it.
All right. 10, I have Minnesota. You have Arizona. 9, I have Washington Commanders. Same. 8, I got the Los Angeles Chargers. Ain't nobody talking about the Chargers.
I was trying to find a way to put them in there.
I look at that team, and I know how my dog Harbaugh coaches, dog. That's my dog. 7, I got the Houston Texans. 6, I got the Philadelphia 76ers at 6. Y'all thought I was going to put it in the top 3, huh? Nah.
The Eagles, not the Sixers. They're not even in the top 6.
Don't talk about the Sixers, man. I'm about to crack out on those bitches. Anyway, I got the Philadelphia Eagles as my number 6. 5, Mike Tomlin, Pittsburgh Steelers. 4, Buffalo Bills, like yourself. 3, Baltimore Ravens, like yourself. But I had the balls to put Kansas City number 2 and Dan Campbell's Detroit Lions as the number 1 team on my power rankings. We will post these so y'all can have a visual on them. Comment. Do what y'all do. What'd you say? Roast us? Roast us. Do what you gotta do. We will have this shit posted in the next couple days. All right. Let's run through our week 11 pick'ems real quick. All right.
Let's do it.
Remind us the score last week. Don't forget my extra point.
Yeah, 5-3 last week.
We don't have like a combined season, do we? Yet, do we?
I mean, we switched it up now. We went on a betting line and stuff. I don't have that in front of me, bro. My house is gone, so all those papers are somewhere else.
Well, that's fine. That's fine. I'm winning. I'm probably definitely losing. All right. All right.
Week 11. Now it's 10-6 right now.
All right. Cool. We'll keep that up. All right. Week 11. I want to kick things off with a game that I've been excited to talk about. Mike Tomlin is at home versus Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens. What you got? Oh, and from a betting perspective, money line. Ravens are favored at -120. Steelers are at home +145. What you got?
It's a divisional game. Patrick smells blood in the water. This is a tough one for me to bet on, man, or for me to pick. I would stay away from it. I feel it's going to be a very, very close game, but I'm going to Mike, I'm sorry. I'm sticking with Lamar on this one.
Fuck me, bro. Listen, I too would stay away from this game because I'm too emotionally invested. I'm way too emotionally invested. These are like these two and the Houston Texans are like my three like AFC like teams that I love. There's obviously a common denominator for reasons why. So, yeah, I'm going to pick my. Now I gotta pick Lamar, dog. The game's at Pittsburgh, though. You know what? How many losses? I can't see the Ravens going 7-4. I can actually. You know what? I'm gonna have the balls to say it. I'm picking Mike Tomlin. Pittsburgh Steelers, baby. Holy shit, I can't believe I just picked Pittsburgh. The one time I don't pick against Mike Tomlin, let's see what happens. All right. I got a funny game because Jameis Winston got to go to his New Orleans, second home New Orleans, that got rid of him. They didn't want him. This is literally a pick-em game. Minus 110 both ways. So flip a coin. We got the Browns at the Saints. Derek Carr coming off a dub. Jameis Winston coming off an L, but you know, he might be seeing blood in the water, man. What you see?
Who's the head coach of the Saints right now? Who's the interim?
I have no idea. That's a very good question. Let's look this shit up. That's a very good question. The coach of the New Orleans Saints is Darren Rizzi. Who the fuck is this guy?
Give me Cleveland. Give me Cleveland.
Oh my! But he's been coaching since 1993 now.
Actually, no, give me the Saints. Give me the Saints.
Damn, bro, why are you stealing my answers, though? Why are you reading the answers to my test?
All right, give me Cleveland.
No, you're right. No, pick New Orleans.
Want Cleveland. Stefanski's coach of the year.
I already picked the Steelers. You already picked the Ravens. You ain't got to disagree. All right.
I want Cleveland.
Yeah, you want to believe it, huh? Fuck that. Give me the New Orleans Saints. We got this shit. And shit, how you say his name? Valdez Scantling. Will get me another 2 touchdowns. Another one. All right. We got an NFC West showdown in San Francisco. The Seattle Seahawks plus 240 at the San Francisco 49ers minus 300. What you got?
San Fran.
Damn, why you so confident, bro? You don't believe in your boy? He didn't write back, remember?
He's having a great year, by the way. I think he's like top 3 in like passing yards or something. I think Joe Burrow as of freaking Thursday took that one, but
Joe Burrow got like 1 million of those.
Joe Burrow got 1 million passing yards in all losses behind it, but I feel like the Seahawks are just banged up at the wrong times and missing things, and I don't know about the head coach. Maybe he's him, but I don't see it. And San Fran, it's hard to pick against them, man. Fuck Nick Bosa, too. Fuck him.
I really want to pick against the 49ers. That's a lot of hate in my heart that wants me to do that, though. But I still think the Seahawks can pull this shit off.
They got to ramp it up, too. San Francisco's going to have to ramp it up here.
I'll pick the 49ers, bro. They just got too much shit going on. George Kittle,
you know what's up, so.
Yeah. All right. Oof. It might be the game of the week. Once again, the Kansas City Chiefs and the Buffalo Bills. This time, Buffalo is at home, and they are favored to win this game at minus 135. Chiefs at plus 110. Who you got?
My heart is telling me Kansas City, with my head saying pick Buffalo here.
You got?
All good things have to come to an end, right?
Uh-huh.
I'm going Kansas City Chiefs and I'm taking the coin toss at the end.
Hey, you know what? I'm right lockstep with you. If Kansas City's gonna lose a game, it's not gonna be to Josh Allen. I'm telling you, this is the only way Josh Allen can go win MVP this year. He needs to go not let Patrick Mahomes walk up into his trap and take over his trap. Because if he does that again, Josh Allen's fucked for the rest of the season. Mentally, he'll be like, because like that's what Mahomes has been doing to Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen their whole lives. Joe Burrow's the only one who don't give no shits about this man whatsoever. Those two, Josh Allen and Lamar, this is such a psychological battle for them. And I don't think he's ready for this right now. Give me Kansas City. That's a different beast, bro. It's a different beast. And now what's his name? What's our boy name receiver? DeAndre Hopkins. Woke up. And Travis Kelce, man, he woke up. And Pacheco's ramping up. It's like, here we go again, dog. So, yeah, give me Kansas City on that one as well. Last one. I like this game a lot, too. The Cincinnati Bengals at the Los Angeles Chargers. A team that needs a dub really badly, and a team that's been flying under the radar. But that team that needs a dub, it's not like they've been playing trash. It's just, you got to beat Lamar Jackson. You got to beat these guys. But who you got?
Cincy. Joe Burrow just fucking threw for nearly 1 million yards and lost. Like, that's doing something to him.
They got the Chargers. Yeah, I like Cincy in this one as well. I believe
Chargers or the Raiders.
The Chargers.
Oh no, give me the Chargers. Fuck that.
Okay, Chargers are favored at -120. Bengals plus 100. I'm taking the underdogs here. I'm taking the Bengals. I think T. Higgins might be coming back. I feel like, they got the nucleus right. They just gotta they're not a fugazi team. They just got a fugazi record. So I'm gonna rock with the Bengals on this one. All right. So we differed on what? Two.
Two.
Cool. I'm about to make my little comeback. My parlay about to hit. My parlay about to hit. All right, I like it. All right. Before we wrap things up, we are still in the midst of an NBA season. It's like from what I've been reading, the NBA ratings are down. But I get it. There's a lot of shit going on. So to be fair, we're only what, week 3 in the NBA season, week 2, week 3. So we started to ramp up a little bit, but we are seeing a lot of injuries already. It is a bit concerning. Zion, God, I don't know what to do with this dude, bro. Like I can't stay healthy. Kevin Durant is hurt again. John Morant is banged up now. It's just
intended there either. No pun intended. He said he's banged up. No pun intended.
Anyway,
he played a lot better when he showed us the gun.
Anyway.
Tell me you were laughing when I said that in the chat.
Anyway, Chet Holmgren broke his pelvic bone in like 15 places. So a lot of nagging injuries that's going to affect a lot of these teams, right? But what I want to focus on, instead of like the injuries, I want to focus on on 5 contenders. Yeah, 5 teams that we consider contenders, right? Because we look at Cleveland, we'll talk about the Winnipeg Jets early on, and Cleveland is on another level start as well. They are playing against the Philadelphia 76ers currently, and we are currently losing by 5. So they might be 13-0 by the time we end this show. Boston, tough loss yesterday, but we know what to expect from Boston. And then we got some surprising teams like Phoenix and Golden State with the superstar talent, obviously, like with Kevin Durant and stuff. But I don't think any of us really expect them to be playing that well. And then we got the young OKC Thunder, who are, they're the young budding stars. But I want to look at 5 contending teams that are struggling a little bit. And just like we kind of did with give me one thing that team needed in the NFL. What is the one move you would make for these teams for them to get out of the struggle bus that they're in and move on to that next level? All right. So I want to start off with The Los Angeles Lakers. They're 6-4. They play Memphis tonight, so either they're gonna be 6-5, 6-5, or 7-4, which is still, you know, seventh place right now in the West. I think if they win that game, they go to like maybe 6 or 5. But the Lakers. What is the one thing you think that they could use right now to like cross it to that next level of like real life contender?
Getting rid of D'Angelo Russell.
Damn, you spot the hell on.
Getting rid of that motherfucker. I said it last year. Get rid of D'Angelo Russell.
What's wrong? What do you think it is with him? Like, is he just not a winner, or like
he's juvenile? I just think he's very juvenile.
Yeah, he's too grown out to be juvenile. He got drafted a long time ago.
Doesn't matter. He freaking broke up what's his face? Swaggy P and Iggy. That shit's never sat right. That shit has never sat right with me since then. So
Laker fans don't like that shit either. I don't know. That's why it was crazy that they brought him back. I'm like, damn, I brought him back.
I would do that and try and get like I'm looking at the roster and it's such a poor constructed roster, man.
I mean, I like the top 6 or 7. Like LeBron and AD. I like that they're running it through AD because he's doing his shit. LeBron is too old to have to do what he does, but he's doing it. I like what Rui is giving him because he's spreading the floor properly. Austin Reeves, he does his shit, dog. He does his shit. So yeah, that's it. And then Dutch Connect is young. Vanderbilt's not back yet.
Gabe Vincent, like, what has he done?
Yeah, he does shit. But they gotta get Jared Vanderbilt. But yes, you're right. Because D'Lo's like the next guy that's supposed to be the guy.
And he's not. Like, he's just not mature enough, man.
So like what's an ideal? Give me like a guy that, oh yeah, he'd be perfect for this team right now. Who's out there?
I don't know, man. Like I now you're putting me on another spot. Trying to think that. I have no idea because then you gotta look at contracts, you gotta look at like records, things.
Take contracts out of it, like a realistic, like, oh wow, yeah, I can see it. Like, I know, for example, people were saying like Zach LaVine, right? And I look at him like, I don't know, maybe not. To me, if they would have went, if they go back in time and like held on to Kuzma and like made him become an adult, and then you bring back like Dwight Howard, y'all good, dog. That's how. But like, to me, that they need like somebody who's not scared of the moment, but is not going to out, all like role players that play the role.
KCP would have been the guy I would have said to go back and get that guy. Yeah. That guy was money for you.
Yeah.
But they need more with that team. Like that bench is just not good. It's not a good bench. It's not a Laker bench we're used to seeing. We're used to seeing like some players that are household names on there. I went down that list. I don't know any of those guys. I couldn't tell you where they went to college. That's how bad it is.
Damn. I don't have one for you right now. You're lucky. All right. The Milwaukee Bucks. Let's not forget what they did. The Milwaukee Bucks were 30-13 last year. And they said Adrian Griffin, thanks, but no thanks. And since then, they went and got Doc Rivers and Darvin Ham. And we find the Milwaukee Bucks sitting at 3-8. What the hell needs to change in Milwaukee?
I think it's just the injury bug with them.
That's it?
No, there's more. But I think a big part of it is definitely the injury bug. Not having Chris Middleton and Giannis is like day to day, almost every day right now. I think that hurts. But I think the biggest problem there, we both know it. Glenn, yes. Glenn was the biggest problem. Glenn, when you bring in Glenn,
you think about it, what can they do? They fired Glenn, and now it's Darvin Ham. It's the same shit.
I know that, but like it's they're not gonna fire Glenn. They're gonna run with it still. It's stupid. He got bringing a guy as an interim coach, give him a full on job there as the team, but like it's another poor roster construction too outside of it.
Yeah.
Like outside of Giannis, Dame, they're sticking to what they know when they won the championship and keeping most of these guys there. Like Brook Lopez still does his job, Bobby Portis does his job, Chris Middleton's got to be healthy. Outside of that, it's just like Torian Prince, like okay, what do you do? I don't know none of these guys. Liam Robbins.
Torian Prince ain't even there no more.
Huh?
Torian Prince is we're talking about Milwaukee, yeah, that's it. They trash.
I mean, you got Gary Trent Jr., but I don't understand where he fits in the role there.
But he's just a bucket. That's all he can be. Come off the bench to be buckets.
And he's not even playing like Gary Trent Jr. He's having 6.4 a game. Like, that sucks.
Well, I don't know that guy.
Me either.
Yeah, it's rough. I mean, it's definitely rough. But yeah, Glenn is obviously a problem. But like, again, you get rid of Glenn and then what? It's like you can't really do shit with that. So to me, they need to figure out if the formula, the nucleus that they have right now is good. Like at the end of the day, you have Giannis and you're gonna do whatever you can. Like, kudos to Golden State, right? No matter what we think of that Golden State team before, during, and after Kevin Durant was there, no matter what, they prioritize Steph Curry. Like this year, they went and got him a Buddy Hield. They made the tough decision to get rid of Clay. And Buddy Hield's playing fantastic for him. Steph Curry looks rejuvenated. Draymond Green looks rejuvenated. They were willing to get rid of Jordan Poole instead of blowing up the whole team. Like, they have not been scared to let you know Steph is our guy. And even if it doesn't look good one year, we're going to make sure we prioritize making sure that he's happy. They need to prioritize making sure that Giannis is happy. Unfortunately, they jumped the gun with Damian Lillard because, to me, he doesn't fit what they were good at, which was like head of the snake defense, and everything kind of falls like behind that. Like everything was organized. I love Dame, but like his game to me is just a little different from what Giannis needs. So they need to prioritize making sure that the pieces around Giannis are not just good for analytics; they're good for Giannis.
Yeah,
that's how I see it. All right, before we get to our two teams. Because the Knicks and the Sixers are two of the teams I have here. Let's talk about the Heat real quick. The Heat, I don't know what the expectations were for the Heat going into the year, but they suck. They're 4-6. To me, they're going to be that all year. They're going to be just hovering around 500, and we're going to be like, oh, here comes playoff Jimmy, eighth seed. That's not contending shit. That's like, all right, we're trying too hard to like replicate some shit that's not going to always happen, right? 8th seed, oh shit. What do you think the Miami Heat should be doing right now? Because to me, they ain't getting any better, but they're not gonna tank. So what are we gonna do with that team?
Get yourself a real point guard.
Who's their point guard now?
Terry.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Is that it?
They have him listed as a shooting guard, but I'm going through the list, and yeah, you need a point guard on this team. They need to go get themselves a point guard.
Now, what kind of point guard? A scoring point guard like a Dame, like Dame wants, or a Drew Holiday? Because there's not that many Drew Holidays in the league, so. What kind of point guard would you say would be like a good fit for them?
I would have said Caruso. That would have made sense.
Oh yeah, Miami. Yeah, I can see that.
I would have said Caruso. I don't know, and maybe another scorer too. Like, what drives me nuts about Bam Adebayo is like he's not a center. He's really a power forward playing center.
Yeah.
But he's never going to give that up. He likes being the center there, so that's whatever. But I think if they got like a solid big, like a good big, that would be a good compliment to Bam, and Bam could play a natural position of power forward. Because he's 6'9", bro. Like,
What you think like a Colin Sexton would fit them?
No, he's just pure scoring.
So you want them to get like a point guard.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that was tough because this is I mean to me
pick and roll through.
To me, Phoenix got it right when they got Ty Jones. As much as I wanted to not admit that it was a good choice, it was a good choice. They got them a functioning point guard, maybe like a Desmond Bain. He's not even a point guard, but like that wouldn't even work either. No. It's such a tough call with them. It's such a tough call. But I can see that with point guard. To me, the Heat got to they got to just start over, bro. They need because they struck gold when they got Dwayne Wade in 2003. And before that, they had Tim Hardaway and all this shit. And after that, they had Jimmy Butler, who's old. Bam, who's, to me, he's not a number one guy. He's a great number two guy. But to me, he can't be the number one guy. And they got Tyler Hero, who's just, I can do one thing, bro. I can score. So he could be a J.R. Smith. But, they want him to score 40 like he did last night. To me, they gotta tear this shit down, bro. Just try to strike gold in the draft. Go get you a Cooper flag, and everything's gonna be okay. All right, you guys are not playing too bad, New York, but there seems to be some. You're struggling right now with Chicago. You beat the dog shit out of us yesterday. Shout out to Jalen Brunson for not hitting 20 points. He was the only leg I was missing on my parlay. I don't know why I would pick Jalen Brunson to help with that. But you guys obviously look like you guys, you're not operating at that full, obviously it's still early, but you're not operating at that optimal level right now. Is there a specific move or moves or something you want to kind of see that will help the New York Knicks take it to that next level of true contender?
Yeah, they need to get a fucking bench. That's what they need to get. Outside of Miles McBride, who the fuck do they have? Nobody.
I saw this white boy playing yesterday. Was he Bird or Reed?
Right now, the bench is put up 12 points. That's what the bench is put up right now.
Sheesh.
Well, you know, 11 of them are from Campaign.
Oh God, that's your bench, Campaign. And real quick, the Cleveland Cavaliers have secured a 13-0 start. Holy moly guacamole. But yeah, I mean, from my perspective,
starting five is good, but this is what I preach about Tibbs basketball. Now he's doing with a whole nother. He tried to do with RJ Barrett, and they got rid of RJ Barrett. They said this kid's knees are great. And RJ Barrett is playing great basketball right now with Toronto.
You know who also is playing? Oh my God, Orlando won. There goes my parlay. You know who's also playing really well in Toronto? Grady Dick. Pause. I don't know if you ever seen the dude play. I didn't know he was that nice, bro. Like the dude can play basketball. Him and DeRozan that's a good little pair that they got. But damn, shout out to Orlando Magic. But damn, y'all, Indiana can't do shit right. Golly. All right. So for you is get a bench. Mm-hmm. Okay. I can't speak on y'all. If I had to say anything, I would say y'all need time. I just need a little bit of time.
Dude, time is definitely the thing. We need to tell together.
Yeah. See how this shit look like by January 1st, and then we can see what y'all truly need. And with us, it'd be easy to say we just need to get healthy. Nah, we need to get rid of Dylan Morey. We need to get rid of what's our coach's name? I don't like him either. I don't like none of this shit. We're the oldest team in the NBA. We look old. Kyle Lowry, BBL last, can't, he does what he does. We got the what's that twin's name? Well, he got a little hitch in his
Caleb Martin.
He got a little hitch in his free throw. Looked like shit. His 3-pointers, he was like 0 for 25 at one point. Yabu Sele, we got so happy that he dunked on LeBron, and now we gotta rely on him. Andre jumping, like I don't like this basketball team though at all, at all. So what we need, tear this shit down and find us an Allen Iverson and hope. Actually, no, we got it. We got Tyrese Maxey. Tear this shit down and get rid of Paul George and get rid of Del Morey.
Told you.
And that's all I need. That's all I need. But that's all I got for tonight. As far as like just while we're on here, it's always fun to kind of look at just quick updates. Cleveland, like I said, is 13-0. Orlando pulled out a victory tonight against Indiana. The NBA. Oh, Milwaukee is losing to Detroit. Go figure. Boston beating the dog shit out of Brooklyn. Y'all about to let Chicago run into your trap, take over your trap, and the Pelicans are very hurt. So, yeah. The Jets gonna get a dub this week?
I don't give a fuck.
Care.
I don't care about that team.
Who you play?
I don't even care, bro.
Right.
I don't care.
What do you think our chances are against Washington?
It's gonna be a good. It's Thursday night, so you know those are boring games.
Get drunk. Nah, Thursday night. You see Cincinnati and Baltimore.
That was the best one. We play the Colts. They'll probably wax us.
Nah, they're going back to Anthony Richardson. The Colts are stupid, bro.
He's probably rejuvenated. We didn't know. He just needs to put a battery charge.
The Colts are stupid. They don't know what they're doing, how to manage with quarterback. But
what do you think my team is?
Y'all got Aaron Rodgers, bro. Shake and bake. All right, bro. Yeah, where can they find us at?
You can find us on Twitter at fair_weatherpod. You can find us on Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. Search the Fairweather Podcast. And where you subscribe or listen to podcast audio, search the Fairweather Podcast. You can find us there. Take it away.
Walk into your trap. Take over your trap. And never mind, I'm gonna keep my mouth shut because boy, I got something to say about somebody. But we talk. But adios, sayonara. Don't forget to check out the power rankings. Yeah, go Birds.